Hello, everybody, and welcome to YPC Media's last webinar of 2024. I'm Katie Fitzgerald. I'm the Director of Operations here at YPC Media, and today I am joined by our Senior Business Development Executive, Nicole Reggie. Nicole, thanks for joining.
Hi, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and today we are going through some of the importance of getting five-star reviews. We know it's such a pain point for business owners, and our goal today is really to hopefully leave you all with a couple of tips, a couple new options and tools that you can all use to get reviews. So feel free to engage with us as we go through the webinar. We are going to have a Q&A section at the end. So if you do look at the bottom of your screen, you should have a Q&A section. Feel free to add anything there. We'll answer things as we go, but there will be a little time slot at the end. If there is anything else, I think we are good to get started. So Nicole, let's dive right into some of the basics about reviews.
Awesome. Yeah, so super important. As we know, Google reviews is becoming one of the ways that people are starting to really interact with businesses online and making their decisions when choosing someone that they want to work with. So really the basics on the importance of Google reviews is number one, building trust and credibility for that business. So positive reviews act as a social proof showing potential customers that your business is reliable and trustworthy. So important. And this is also so important because customers are more likely to choose a business than others that have good, with businesses that others have had good experience with. So, I mean, I feel like I do this all the time myself. If I see that there's a lot of good positive reviews, I'm going to be more likely to do business with that.
Absolutely.
You know, that business that comes up. So improving search engine visibility, so important too, because not only are a customer looking at this, but our search engines are looking to see what are people saying about your business, right? So right. Google considers the quality and the quantity of Google reviews when ranking a business on search results. So they are looking to see what are people saying about your business when evaluating whether they're going to show you or another business higher on that ranking. So of course, the more positive reviews that you have, the higher your business is more likely to appear, lending to, of course, more organic traffic and visibility. So really important to take advantage of that. Number three, influences purchasing decision. I mean, I do this all the time on Amazon. I'm sure you do too, Katie.
Absolutely. Love looking at reviews.
Absolutely. I mean, you got some really funny ones out there too, but
yeah,
you could have 3 of the same products on Amazon and same photos, give or take a few, but you are going to purchase the one that has more positive reviews because why wouldn't you? That's just so silly, right? So it is going to influence a consumer decision based on the number of views. And what's really, really interesting that we recently found is that a study showed 92% of customers read reviews before making a purchase. I think we already knew that. But what's even more interesting is that they often trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. I think that is so wild, right? That is like consumer behavior is constantly evolving and relying on what other people are saying about that product, that service, that business. And I'm going to really hone in on this a little bit more because it really is so important. Think about it this way. You as a business owner, let's say you're an agency owner, I guarantee one of your top lead sources is referrals. I want to say that it's probably your Google review or your Google ads and Facebook ads and all that, but it's probably in the top 3, right? But Absolutely. Your number 1 is probably referrals because they are potentially a higher conversion rate to begin with. So if we know that, and now we also know that online behavior shows that a customer looks to these reviews as almost like a personal recommendation from a family or friend, even though they don't know that person that posted reviews, that is so valuable. So we need to focus on this it just goes to show how important people are really relying on what other people are saying about that business and their experience. So next is helps with customers' feedback and improvement. Important, of course. We need to know, like, what are people saying about our business, their experience, so we can also take the good and the bad and become better, right? Yeah. It's an opportunity for us to take a look to see what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, and be proactive on that. So next is boost reputation and differentiate you from your customers. I mean, this is just so important, especially as a captive agent. Let's say you're in the insurance industry, your biggest competition is another insurance agent that provides the same service, same rate, especially with the same brand. So if we know that is your biggest competition, and now you take a look and see, and I actually challenge you to take a look locally and see who is ranking above you on Google. Let's take a look and see why. Most likely they have more Google reviews, they're interacting with customers, all that good stuff. So why give yourself a disadvantage just to have the customer choose them over you, even though maybe you have a better service team?
Sure.
So we don't want the Google reviews to negatively impact your business. This is something that's free. We need to take advantage of it, and it would allow you long-term to continue to generate that organic activity into your business. So definitely take the time to see how you go up against other competitors locally and put yourself in that position as a customer. Who would you want to work with? Right?
Absolutely. And I think that's a huge part, is being able to look at what your competition has. But a lot of you business owners maybe haven't thought of reviews as being this important, as Nicole's really stressing here. And we're all so aware of the bottom line. I feel like it's the end of the year, right? Like, that's natural. Like, every penny that we have needs to go to that bottom line. And I know the last point you have on here is increasing conversion rates. And it seems so silly that reviews can do that, but I think you can talk a little. You started giving us that Amazon example of, people choosing based on those things, but what other examples do you have maybe of how it affects the bottom line?
Okay, so think about it this way. I tell my clients this all the time. We'll talk about what else do you have going on in the business as far as marketing efforts, okay? Because we want to make sure that everything about your business is consistent and it all designed to help you get more visibility and business opportunities. So a lot of agents specifically, or a lot of businesses in general, are investing in mailers as well, because it is a way to generate activity into the business, and it does have a high conversion rate. It just takes a little longer usually, right?
Right.
And it is expensive. However, think of yourself as a customer. Again, you receive that mailer and you just spent thousands of dollars a month on mailers for 6 months, and that customer receives your mailer and it's great, it's awesome, it's captured their attention. The first thing they're going to do is Google you to see what are people saying about your business. 100%. So if now you just spent all this money on your mailers and they Google you, and here you are with 10, 15 reviews, they're not replied to, you haven't even, taken the time to interact with the customers who did leave you a review, and you're saying that you've been in business for 30 years and you have 10 reviews, how does that look?
Right. It doesn't all line up.
And think of it as kind of like the halo effect, right? So everything affects something else. So everything you do on social media, on maybe you have a banner or a billboard running in your local area, mailers, you have all these things, which is awesome. You should have a little bit of everything, in my opinion. But then if your house, like your online presence, is not consistent with everything that you're advertising, 30 years in business, family, all these things, then you're just wasting money. Right.
And I think, being able to affect the bottom line with something that seems so simple. And the more we talk here today, we're going to go through, because, we are talking about it being a free piece of your marketing and how to do that, but it can seem really daunting to ask people for reviews and some of that. But I want to go through a couple statistics here of, Nicole already kind of stole my second bullet point there of 91% of people are reading reviews before visiting a business. I think everyone that is listening today has at some point read reviews, whether it's your own business or outside your business, you've looked at reviews. But I think that my first bullet there of 73% of consumers only trust reviews written in the last month. So that's the last 30 days. So you might have, good reviews, but if you haven't been doing this consistently, that also is something that can affect all those things that Nicole just went through. We did do some other research too, and a good rule of thumb is actually to aim for at least 10 to 15 new reviews per month to remain consistent and keep that positive online presence. And I know, depending on your business size, that could be something that's daunting. You're like, wait a second, Katie, I only get 10 new customers a month. Or, how am I going to keep up with that? And, we'll keep going through some ways to do that. But this is where a lot of, people are spending some time to do some more research, and giving us these stats is, super interesting, but also shows us the importance of it. The next one here, 3 out of 4 consumers have left reviews in the last year. So that means you can get them. It is very difficult to get somebody in the right spot, the right access, all those things have to, it seems like the stars have to align for somebody to actually review the review. But here we're seeing that 75% of people have left a review. So that means people know how to leave reviews. It also sometimes seems like they all of a sudden know how to leave reviews when they're angry. But hopefully we're getting, the positive ones here. But, it is something that people are becoming more aware of how to do. I know that used to be a real hassle before, how to get into Google reviews. You have to be logged into a Google account. And there are a couple hiccups, that people just eventually give up, but people are out there giving reviews. And then, Nicole had mentioned this already, but kind of a stat to back it up is 80% of people only want to work with businesses that have a 4 to 5 star rating. Gone are the days where they're like, oh, these are just some angry people on the internet that left reviews. They're taking those to heart now. And when they're looking, and there is so much competition in every industry, I feel like everyone can spin up a business now about anything. And people want to work with the best of the best. And sometimes this is before they even get to your pricing, right? Because usually people are looking for the cheapest option, but they also want the best quality too. So being able to see that overall star ranking on your profile is going to be super, super important.
Yeah.
So
why would you want to work with a 3-star, right?
Right. And it's like, only your angry client. And I totally get it. There's people that only the angry clients come out, right? And those terrible things. But, as far as Google's concerned, really, they do they're looking for the businesses with the top, but a review's a review. You got to get the action on your profile.
Yeah.
Right? So I think, we've definitely nailed this, Nicole, as far as the importance of it, with all these different pieces. But let's start going through some things that business owners can do to get more reviews. What should everybody be doing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing to remember is it's not rocket science to get Google reviews. I'm here to tell you there's definitely a lot of tools that we also provide our customers to make it as easy as possible. That's the key here, right? Because if it's not easy, 1, you're not going to want to do it or ask for it. And 2, the customer is definitely not going to want to give you a review because it's just difficult. So the easier you make it, the better. A couple of things to keep in mind is we know that most consumers are logged into their Gmail on their mobile device. So use that to the advantage, right? So incentivize them to leave Google reviews while either they're at your agency. So a great point here would be, a QR code. Actually, I think we're going to get into that a little bit later. Yeah. I digress, but really make it as easy as possible. We'll go through a couple points on how to do that for you guys. Yep. Another thing that also I wanted to bring up was don't overwhelm yourself and the team with when you do compare yourself to an agent down the street and they have 80, 100 reviews and maybe you're at 20. Just start small. You don't need to sprint through this. I always tell my clients, let's work on realistic expectations for you and your team right now, because you guys do have a lot on your plate. Ask if you have a 5-person team, they can each ask 3 times a week for Google reviews. They're more likely to get at least 1 review a week. Start small. And then once that automation is set in their brain, their processes within the team, and we have maybe other additional automation systems set in place for your team with using some of our tools, now it becomes mindless. Now it's achievable to duplicate that over and over again and get to that 80 and 100 reviews. So of course, number 3, like, provide excellent service. You got to put the work in as a business owner, right? Like, you got to give them
so good that they have to leave you a review.
Yeah, absolutely. And then engage with the review is so important too, because they take the time to do it. They leave your review, and engaging does one of 2 things. It not only helps with your credibility with Google as a search engine to say, hey, wow, this business is taking the time to interact with the customer. They're replying back within a certain amount of time that Google requires you to do that. But also a customer sees that you are interactive as a business. You're not just, too good to reply to these reviews. You are taking the time to interact. And as a customer seeing that, it looks really good that you took the time to do that, and thank them personally, whether that's you or not. And maybe it's a team, or it's our team, or it's a office manager. That's okay. They don't need to know that.
They don't need to
but
know.
It looks really good from a customer perspective.
Yeah, it really closes the circle there. And I know something else, I mean, we've done it here at YPC about, incentivizing your team.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need the extra push to ask for the reviews, and, that $50, Starbucks gift card that whoever gets the most reviews that month gets, is going to be well worth it for you as the business owner, especially if you can, engage 15 new reviews that month. Because of that, it's going to be really huge for you. And then, like you were saying, it puts it in the team's mind to start asking. It puts it in their normal, whether it's a pitch, there's whatever that may be, for them. It really helps. So those are definitely all things people can do right now. I do want to go through some of the things that we offer our customers at YPC as additional tools to help you. A lot of you use these already, and hopefully some of this is just a reminder of things that are already in some of your packages. But we have had a few tools come out that we wanted to make sure you all are aware of, to see if they fit into your plan. But the first thing is your email signature. So I think all of us are communicating so much via email, and a simple addition of asking for the review in your email signature is so important. So that's something that we do help with here, getting that in your email signature, making sure your team's email signatures look consistent and branded is super important. An easy place for somebody to find that review. If you all scan that QR code, you'll see Nicole's digital business card. So that's something that we've been doing at YPC the last 2 years. We have upgraded our system with that. So maybe a lot of you haven't seen that. But this is essentially your online card, something that you can have on your phone. We create these QR codes as well with that. You can put anything on that digital business card. So if you guys do bring up Nicole's, you can see on there, we have upcoming webinars. You can schedule an appointment with her. You have her, you can text her, email her, any which way that you want to get in touch with Nicole, you can find it on there. Really, really cool. We've started doing them for all sorts of businesses, whether you're somebody that networks a bunch or you're out in the field working quite a bit. This is a really awesome tool to have on you, to just have any link that somebody might need. And we do have the ability with those, you can save them as a contact after somebody scans that. We do also help with review tools. These are in-person review tools. So if you do have a retail location, in-person storefront, whatever that may be, we do help with whether it's a flyer, maybe you're a car detailer and you need little cards to leave in vehicles, anything like that. We do assist with the creation of those to make sure that you have QR codes. Again, just another tool to engage with your customer at the point of business to get them exactly where they need to go. That's definitely one of the biggest hurdles, is we want to make sure we get them exactly where they need to set up. Our account managers here do also help set up text short codes. So that's something that's available on your phone. If you do a lot of texting with your clients, you'll definitely want to ask more about that. We do also help with review management and response, whether it's notification, helping you draft responses, or actually responding for your business. We do assist with all of those things. And then one of our products that we came out with this year is our tap cards. So these are actually credit card size cards that if any of you are familiar with the tapping on your iPhone or Android, there's something called NFC involved in your technology on your phone. And when you tap that to somebody's phone, it opens up that. So it takes that even QR code out of it. I feel like every step we've gone is just like, what's the next way to make it easier for someone?
Easier.
This is just simply you tap it to a person's phone and it takes them right to that Google response. So a lot of ways, and we know a lot of agencies can offer some of these things. So we wanted to just make sure we did a good refresher for you all on some of the things that we can assist you with. Obviously, we can't, we're not calling your customers for you. We're not in the moment at that point of sale. So all those things Nicole went through are things that you need to start doing today. But if you're like, hey, I'm really hitting a wall here, I can't get reviews, like people aren't doing it, here are some things that we can start helping you out with. And I know we have 9 minutes left, Nicole, so I want to get to the next part here. We did tease a new partnership that we've launched, so I want to make sure you have some time to go through that partnership that we've worked on.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this, guys, because the team at YPC Media, we're always looking for ways to make it easier. I feel like that was like the keyword today, like how to do it easier. No one wants to do it. No one wants to do it, let's be honest. And if you talk to my husband, you'll hear him always say, like, Nicole's always looking for like the easiest way to do something. Well, I think it's always
work
looking
smarter,
for
not harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be a hero here. So how to make it easier. And the team finally found it. We have partnered up with Reviewsy that allows our customers to easily, seamlessly, and effortlessly automate requests to get Google reviews on your Google page or Facebook or Yelp, whichever you decide. But this makes it a lot easier for you because there's a few ways that you can set this up. So first of all, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to actually set up your account. Once that's done, you can even either connect it to your CRM, as long as it's compliant with your company, and we can definitely get into that as well. Or you can manually upload your customer list. That way you can set up processes to then seamlessly push out emails to your customers asking for reviews, etc. The cool thing about this program, though, that I love, and I think you're going to love as well, is that it allows you to privately handle negative reviews from being pushed out and published onto these search engines. Because I think the hardest thing with business owners that I've noticed is when we ask them, we got to work on getting Google reviews, etc., they're hesitant because they're worried that by putting that out and asking for a review, it might trigger a customer to then push out a negative review, which I understand. Like, you don't want to have to deal with that. However, as we talked about, it's so important to get reviews. So this program, this service, and the system allows you to be proactive. So if someone were to leave you a 3-star or less, you as a business owner would get notified and say, hey, Nicole's about to leave a 3-star or less. It allows you to then privately contact them directly to get a better understanding as to what happened with that interaction before and stop it from being published. This is such a great tool to have because it removes that insecurity about getting Google reviews and potentially having negative ones. Did we lose okay. You okay, Katie?
Sorry, I think my Wi-Fi went there. 1 second.
Okay.
Back up.
It's okay. Okay. So yeah, this allows you to get Google reviews not only easier, but also prevent some negative ones from being published, which is awesome. So there's not many agencies out there that have this tool. I think we're one of the only ones. So really, really excited to be able to offer this to you guys. And the cool thing right now is that we're running a month free promo to our clients. So try it out. It's a free month. It takes you 5 minutes to set it up. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, you can cancel it. So why not give yourself a chance to at least get some Google reviews in a much easier way for free? Okay, so let us know if you're interested in that. Super easy to get set up.
Yeah, and you can go right to reviewsy.com and just make sure when you do sign up to get that free first 30 days, you use the promo code YPC. So thanks, Nicole, for going through all that. Sorry about my technical difficulty there. But I did see one question come in about the Reviewsy, and I think you sort of touched on it, but I know we have a lot of insurance agents on with us today, and they're asking about compliance. If you have any more thoughts on that.
Yeah, so specifically for Reviewsy, some companies are definitely more restrictive on partnering up or connecting your CRM, which is totally understandable. So there is some compliance issues there. So, you know, you can message me and we can go through like what company you're with and make sure that it is 100% compliant. And then the alternative, though, you do have the opportunity to import your customer list. And as long as that's not being, shared, then you're totally fine to use something like that. So, but it, of course, depends on the company that you're with. We want to make sure that it is that you are able to take full advantage of the system and all the features that it has to offer. So just reach out to me and then we can figure it out.
Yes, and I know there is a way with Reviewsy as well to set up direct links as well. So if you all have any questions, feel free to reach out to Nicole directly. I did add on the screen here is our YPC Insiders Facebook group. So I know some of you that are on today, happy to see that you are already part of this group, but if you are not, feel free to scan and join. This is something for our YPC Media customers. We do from time to time drop some, exclusive offers, tips, tricks, all those fun things in there. You can definitely ask any questions that you might have about that, especially about Reviewsy. We'll be posting all the direct links there. And I think that was the only question we had, Nicole. So I think, we'll wrap this up here, but definitely head over to our Facebook group. We will be dropping the whole recording of this. So if there were any stats or some of those things that Nicole had mentioned, you're interested in any of the YPC programs that we can help assist with reviews, the link will be posted in the Facebook group first and then available on our YouTube page. So you can go ahead and go over to YouTube and follow YPC there. But thank you all for joining. We know that the holidays are here, so make sure you all have a great holiday season. We'll be launching our Q1 webinar schedule before the end of the year here, so stay tuned for what we have in store for Q1. But I know there's a lot of repeat people on our webinar, so thanks for joining month after month. This was the first year that we, YPC, did a webinar every month this year. It's been really fun and hopefully really helpful for all of you. So Nicole, again, thanks for joining. And we'll see you all in 2025.
Woo. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.